Annabelle isn't just a horror movie prop. She's real. And her story is far more disturbing than anything Hollywood ever dared to show. Forget the porcelain-faced doll you saw in theaters. The real Annabelle is a soft, smiling Raggedy Ann, made of cloth and thread, with button-on eyes and a red yarn grin. But it's that innocent appearance that makes her story even more terrifying. It all began in 1970, when a nursing student named Donna received the doll as a birthday gift from her mother. She brought it back to her apartment, which she shared with her roommate, Angie. At first, it was just decoration, something cute to sit on the couch. But the doll didn't stay put. Every time they returned home, it seemed to have moved. Sometimes its arms were crossed, sometimes its legs shifted slightly. Then it appeared in different rooms altogether. Donna and Angie began placing it deliberately in one spot, only to return and find it somewhere else. No one else had access to their apartment. But it didn't stop there. They began finding small notes written in pencil on parchment paper, which they never kept in the house, saying things like, "Help us," and "Help Lou." Lou was Angie's boyfriend. He didn't like the doll. Said it gave him a bad feeling. One night, he fell asleep on the couch and had a horrifying dream. In it, Annabelle climbed up his legs, crawled onto his chest, and started choking him. He woke up in a panic, gasping for air. He was drenched in sweat, but there were no marks. At least not yet. A few nights later, Lou and Angie were alone in the apartment. They heard shuffling sounds coming from Donna's room. Lou crept to the door and burst in, expecting a burglar. But the room was empty, except for Annabelle, lying face down on the floor. As he approached, he suddenly doubled over in pain. Pulling up his shirt, he found 3 deep claw marks scratched across his chest, burning like fire. The marks healed quickly, but something darker had been awakened. Frightened, the girls contacted a medium. During a séance, the spirit revealed itself as Annabelle Higgins, a young girl who had died tragically on the land before the building was constructed. She said she was lonely, that she meant no harm, that she wanted to stay with them, to be loved. Moved by compassion, Donna gave her permission to inhabit the doll. But from that moment, everything escalated. More noises, more notes. Lou started seeing shadowy figures in his dreams. Objects flew off shelves. Cold spots moved through the apartment. It felt like the doll wasn't just moving anymore. It was watching. That's when they contacted Ed and Lorraine Warren, renowned demonologists. The Warrens investigated and came to a terrifying conclusion. There was no little girl. No Annabelle Higgins. This was a deception, a manipulation. According to the Warrens, a demonic spirit had latched onto the doll, not possessed it directly, but used it as a conduit to reach its true goal, a human soul. The scratches on Lou's chest weren't random. They were a warning, a prelude. The demon had been seeking permission to enter, and Donna had unknowingly granted it. The Warrens called in a priest to bless the apartment and bound the entity in a holy ritual. They took Annabelle with them for safekeeping, placing the doll in the back seat of their car as they began the drive home. But even that wasn't safe. Ed later claimed that the car's brakes failed multiple times during the trip. The vehicle swerved uncontrollably on curves, nearly crashing. Only after Ed doused the doll with holy water did the disturbances stop. Once home, they placed Annabelle in their private occult museum in Monroe, Connecticut, inside a specially made glass case, locked, sealed, and marked with a warning, "Do not open under any circumstances." But even behind glass, Annabelle continued her reign of terror. One day, a priest visiting the museum mocked the doll, laughing and tapping on the glass. Ed warned him not to provoke it. The priest ignored him, saying, God is more powerful than any devil. On his way home, his brakes failed. He crashed his car. He survived, but barely. Another time, a young couple visited the museum and began taunting the doll, joking and taking pictures. On their way home, they lost control of their motorcycle. The man died instantly. The woman survived, hospitalized for over a year. Lorraine believed it was no coincidence. To her, Annabelle wasn't just a cursed object. She was a lightning rod for evil. She didn't haunt places. She haunted people, and she remembered those who disrespected her. Some say the glass case is weakening, that late at night, museum staff hear faint tapping sounds from inside. Others claim her smile shifts just slightly, that her head turns ever so slightly overnight. The museum has since been closed to the public, but Annabelle remains locked inside. Or so we're told. In 2020, rumors exploded across social media that the doll had somehow escaped. People panicked. Some said she had vanished from the case. Others claimed they saw her on the road. The rumor was false, but the fear was real. Because even today, Annabelle's story doesn't feel finished. Paranormal investigators say that objects like this don't just hold energy. They spread it. And once you've heard her story, she's aware of you. That's why so many people report having nightmares after learning about her. Some even claim the doll appears in the background of their dreams just for a second, watching, smiling, waiting. So go ahead. Laugh if you want. Say she's just a doll. But if you ever find a Raggedy Ann in your home, sitting somewhere you didn't leave it, don't turn your back. And whatever you do, don't ask her to stay.